At Thanksgiving dinner, my sister handed me a plaque naming me the award-winning loser of the family for consecutive years. When I told her that was enough, my parents took her side. Then she poured leftover ink on my dress, calling it too cheap to be around her. I left that night and made 2 phone calls. They had no idea what I had just set in motion. My name is Maya Davis, and this is the story of how I stopped carrying people who were too busy mocking me to notice I was holding them up. I am 31 years old and the middle child. My younger sister Danielle is 28, and the golden child. She works in marketing, mediocre at her job but convinced she is brilliant. Our parents, Gerald and Linda, worship everything she does and dismiss everything I do. What they do not know is that I own Apex Marketing Solutions, a company making $600,000 a year. I have kept it secret for 7 years after spending my 20s being shut down every time I shared good news. I even send my parents $3,000 every month through an anonymous investment fund they think comes from their financial advisor. They have no idea their comfortable retirement is funded by the daughter they call a failure. This was not always the dynamic, but over the past decade, Danielle made cruelty into an art form. She spilled wine on my dress at my college graduation party and laughed it off. She borrowed my car without asking and wrecked it, and my parents took her side because she was upset. She told lies to a boyfriend that destroyed the relationship. At every family event, I cook and serve while Danielle is celebrated like royalty. Years ago, I tried sharing small victories, got a promotion at work. My mom said that was nice, then spent an hour talking about Danielle's latest client. Eventually, I stopped sharing anything, started building my life in complete secret. Thanksgiving this year, I drove to my parents' house hoping maybe things would be different. They were not. Danielle was already there with her boyfriend Brad, also in marketing, equally arrogant. Throughout dinner, she made increasingly cruel comments. "Still making coffee for your boss, Maya?" She laughed. "Some people are meant to lead, others just fetch." My parents laughed along. My dad said Danielle had always been exceptional. My mom told me I really should try harder. Look at my sister. Brad joined in, saying nothing wrong with being support staff. Someone has to do it. I stayed quiet like I always do. Danielle got bolder with each comment, feeding off their approval. After dinner, Danielle announced a special presentation. She pulled out a professionally made plaque. Award-winning family loser, Maya Davis, consecutive years running. She had actually paid money at a trophy shop to humiliate me. The whole family laughed hysterically. She took photos of me holding it and posted them to the family group chat. I set it down. "Danielle, that is enough." She grinned. "Oh, come on, it is hilarious. You have to admit you are the family disappointment." I stood up. I said enough. My dad jumped in. "Maya, do not ruin a nice family moment, she is just teasing." My mom added, "Honestly, if you had anything to be proud of, she would not have material to work with." Danielle leaned back. "Exactly. Make something of yourself and I will stop." I grabbed my coat to leave. Danielle physically blocked me. "Where are you going? Cannot handle the truth?" I told her to move. She grabbed a bottle of gel ink from the craft supplies on the table. "You know what your problem is?" She tilted the bottle over my cream-colored dress. "Even your clothes scream loser." She poured the entire bottle down the front of my dress. The ink soaked through immediately, ruining it completely, staining my skin. She was laughing. "There. Now you look on the outside how you are on the inside." Brad was cackling, filming it on his phone. My parents just watched. My dad said that was going too far but did not move to help. My mom said, "But Maya, you really should invest in better clothing." No one helped me. No one apologized. I stood there dripping black ink and looked at every single one of them. Then I walked out in complete silence. I drove home with ink-stained hands on the steering wheel, got inside, peeled off the ruined dress, and looked at myself in the mirror. Ink-stained, humiliated, done. Something broke inside me that night. Not sadness anymore. Clarity. I opened my laptop and pulled up confidential files. Morrison Marketing, Danielle's firm, had submitted a proposal to Apex for a $2.5 million billboard campaign. I reviewed it with fresh eyes. Sloppy, unoriginal, overpriced. Any competent reviewer would reject it. But Danielle thought it was guaranteed because she is so talented. Final approval meeting was Monday. I chair that meeting. I made the first call to my VP of Operations. The Morrison Marketing proposal. I have reviewed it. Substandard work. Reject it Monday morning. Send detailed feedback on why it failed to meet our standards. She agreed it was not competitive. I made the second call to my financial advisor. The Heritage Investment Fund for Gerald and Linda Davis. Close it. Final transfer tomorrow. Then nothing. He asked if I was certain. Completely certain. I sat back and stared at the ink-stained dress on my bathroom floor one last time before throwing it in the trash. Monday morning, Danielle would receive a rejection letter for the proposal she had been bragging about for months. My parents would see their retirement fund dry up. But I was not going to tell them. Not yet. I wanted to watch them panic first. The rejection email went out Monday morning at 9. I was in my office when my VP confirmed it was sent. Morrison Marketing received the formal notice with detailed breakdown. Proposal lacks innovation, pricing not competitive, strategy derivative, does not meet Apex Marketing Solution standards. I imagined Danielle opening that email. I imagined her face. By noon, my cousin texted me. Did you hear Danielle got screamed at by her boss? Something about a big contract falling through. I did not respond. Tuesday morning, I was reviewing quarterly reports when my phone buzzed. Unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. It was my dad. Maya, we need to talk. Something happened with our investment account. Call me back. I deleted the voicemail without finishing it. My cousin texted again that afternoon. Your parents are calling everyone asking about some Heritage Investment Fund. Do you know anything about that? I replied. No idea. She sent another message an hour later. Danielle is losing it. She keeps saying the Apex rejection was personal. She found out the CEO's name is M. Davis. She thinks it is you. My hand stopped on my keyboard. I had wondered how long it would take her to figure it out. Wednesday afternoon, my assistant buzzed my office line. Maya, there is a woman in the lobby causing a scene. She says she is your sister and demands to speak with you. I looked up from my contracts. Call security. Tell them to remove her. Already done? She is getting louder though. Should I? I will be right down. I took the elevator down in my navy power suit and heels. When the doors opened, I could hear Danielle's voice echoing through the marble lobby. I know what you did. You rejected my proposal because of Thanksgiving. 2 security guards stood on either side of her. She was pointing at the receptionist, red-faced and wild-eyed. The receptionist looked mortified. You need to leave my building, I said. Danielle spun around. Her mouth fell open when she saw me standing there in designer clothes, completely composed, in the lobby of a building with my company's name on it. You sabotaged me, her voice cracked. That proposal was solid. Your proposal was mediocre, I said calmly. We have standards. It did not meet them. You are lying. This is personal. It is business. You are not entitled to contracts because we share DNA. She was shaking now. I'm telling Mom and Dad. Tell them whatever you want. The security guards moved forward. Danielle jerked away from them. You are still a loser. Having money does not change that. I watched them escort her out through the glass doors. She was still screaming as they walked her to the sidewalk. I turned and went back upstairs without another word. Thursday morning, my assistant transferred a call before I could stop her. Maya, my mom's voice. We have been trying to reach you. I said nothing. We know about your company. Danielle showed us. Why did you not tell us? Would it have changed how you treated me? I asked. Silence on the other end. That is what I thought. I hung up. They called 6 more times that day. I blocked both numbers. Friday afternoon, my assistant buzzed again. Your parents are here. They do not have an appointment. I closed my laptop. Send them up. Gerald and Linda walked into my corner office like they were entering a museum. Floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city, custom furniture, awards on the walls. My mom's eyes were red. My dad looked like he had aged 5 years in a week. Maya, we need to talk about... I cut him off. I have a 3 p.m. meeting, you have 10 minutes. My mom's voice trembled. The investment fund? That was you? For 2 years. $72,000 total. My dad stared at me. Why did you not tell us? Would it have changed how you treated me? Neither of them answered. You called me a loser while I funded your retirement. Knowing was not the problem. The disrespect was. We made mistakes. My dad started. My assistant appeared in the doorway. Your 3 p.m. is here. I stood. We are done. Please leave. Maya, please. My mom began. You have 30 seconds before I call security. They left. I watched them walk to the elevator, my dad's hand on my mom's back, both of them looking lost. The elevator doors closed. I sat back down at my desk. My phone started buzzing. Text from my cousin. Danielle just got fired. I stared at the message. Then I picked up my phone and called my dad. He answered on the first ring. We need a family meeting, he said immediately. All of us. Why would I do that? Because we are family. We need to work this out. I considered it. They needed to understand. Really understand. And I wanted to be the one to make them see it. Fine. Sunday dinner, my restaurant choice, 7 p.m. Thank you. We will... I hung up and called my assistant. Book the private room at Marcello's for Sunday, 7 p.m., 4 people. Then I opened my files and started gathering evidence. I had 2 days to prepare. When Sunday came, they would finally see everything. Sunday evening, I arrived at Marcello's at 6:45. The private dining room was perfect. Elegant, expensive, intimate enough that they could not escape. I laid a folder on the table in front of my seat and waited. My parents arrived at 7 exactly, looking nervous. Danielle came in 5 minutes later, would not make eye contact with anyone. We sat down in heavy silence. Waiters brought appetizers I had pre-ordered. No one touched them. My dad cleared his throat. Maya, we need to talk about what has happened. Yes, I said. Let us talk. I opened the folder and slid the first document across the table. Let us start with facts. This is the Morrison marketing proposal your daughter submitted to my company. Your work was substandard, Danielle. I did not reject it because of Thanksgiving. I rejected it because it was mediocre. Danielle's face went red. That is not... Any competent reviewer would have rejected it. You just assumed your name would carry it. I slid the second document across. Bank statements. Heritage Investment Fund. $3,000 monthly for 2 years. $72,000 from me, while you called me a loser. My mom stared at the numbers like she could not process them. You did not ask. You just assumed I had nothing because that fit your narrative. We are sorry. My dad started. I held up my hand. I am not done. Third document. Photos from Thanksgiving. The plaque in my hands. Danielle pouring ink down my dress. Everyone laughing. For reference. So we are clear on what we are discussing. I was just joking, Danielle began. My voice went ice cold. You spent money to have that plaque made. You filmed pouring ink on me. You posted it online. That was not a joke. That was cruelty. We should have stopped her, my mom whispered. But you did not. You laughed. You told me I deserved it for not dressing better. I looked at each of them. For 10 years, Danielle has mocked me. You enabled it. I helped you anyway. My dad's voice was desperate. What do you want from us? Nothing. I stood up. I wanted to tell you face to face that I am done. Danielle's voice rose. You ruined my career. I looked at her directly. No. Your mediocre work and inflated ego ruined your career. I just stopped saving you from consequences. My mom started crying. You are our daughter. And you treated me like I was lucky to be at your table. I picked up my purse. Dinner is paid for, eat. I will not be joining you. Maya, please. My dad tried. I turned back one last time. The money is stopped. The help is done. You wanted a successful daughter? You had one. You just never bothered to look. I walked out of that private room and left them sitting in the expensive restaurant I had paid for. In complete silence. 3 months passed. I blocked their numbers and focused on my business. My cousin kept me updated without me asking. My parents had to sell their house and downsize to a small apartment. Danielle was working retail at the mall, her ego shattered. My dad tried reaching out through LinkedIn. I ignored it. My mom sent a letter to my office. I returned it unopened. 6 months after Thanksgiving, my lawyer called. Your parents want to meet. They are asking if you will see them. On your terms. I thought about it for a week. Then I agreed to have coffee. One time. 1 year after that Thanksgiving dinner, I walked into a coffee shop and saw my parents sitting at a corner table. They looked older. Humbler. My dad stood when he saw me. Thank you for seeing us, he said. I sat down. You have 30 minutes. My mom spoke carefully. We have had time to think. Really think. About how we treated you. My dad continued. We were wrong. For years. We favored Danielle. We dismissed you. We are sorry. I looked at both of them. Okay. Can we try again? My mom asked. Maybe, eventually. But things will never be what they could have been. We understand, my dad said quietly. I leaned forward. I do not need your approval anymore. I built my life without it. If you want to be part of it, you will be on the margins, not the center. That is fair, my mom said. Danielle is not welcome in my life, ever. That is non-negotiable. My dad nodded. We understand. I stood up. I will think about it. Do not contact me. I will reach out if and when I am ready. I left them sitting there with their coffee and walked out into the sunlight. I felt nothing. Not anger, not satisfaction, just free. I kept that plaque. It sits in my office as a reminder, not of their cruelty, but of the moment I stopped needing their validation. They called me the award-winning loser while I was building an empire. They poured ink on my dress while I was funding their lives. They laughed at me while I had the power to change everything with 2 phone calls. And when I finally used that power, they called me vindictive, said I was cruel, said I overreacted. But here is what they never understood. I did not destroy Danielle's career. Her mediocre work did that. I did not ruin my parents' retirement. Their assumption that I had nothing did that. I just stopped carrying people who were too busy mocking me to notice I was the one holding them up. The best revenge was not proving them wrong. It was realizing I never needed them to be right. I visit my parents occasionally now. Supervised coffee dates. Surface level pleasant. They ask about my business with genuine interest now. But the daughter they could have had? She died at that Thanksgiving dinner covered in ink. The woman I became does not need their pride. I have my own. Thanks for listening to the end. If you have ever been underestimated by the people who should have believed in you most, remember this: you do not need their approval to succeed. Build your empire in silence. Let your success be the noise. And when they finally see you, make sure you are too far ahead for them to ever catch up. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about knowing your worth and never letting anyone make you small.